What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. In today's video we have the all-in-one setup with just one monitor. I've put off making this video for the longest time because I couldn't find something decent for you guys that was affordable, that could pretty much cover all of the points that I'm about to mention right now. It had to have 4K, had to be 27 inches, it had to have over 144 Hertz for its refresh rate so I could use it with my PS5, my Xbox, and my PC, and it also had to have a 1 millisecond response time and support 90-watt fast charging for my M3 Max MacBook Pro through just one USB-C cable. The monitor comes with a stand, but I prefer this clean arm that we're using here to hold up this from Amazon, which I will make sure to have linked down below for you guys along with everything else. Today's setup is being powered by my matte black PS5 and my M3 Max 16-inch MacBook Pro. For peripherals, we're rocking the Logitech MX keys and the Razer Viper V2 Pro, both of which are absolutely fantastic for everything that you might need them for. Headset of choice for this setup is the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro Wireless. Our controller of choice is obviously the DualSense Edge Wireless, which has held up absolutely amazing over the past few years. This is pretty much Sony's version of a SCUF, and I absolutely love it. Full review of this controller will also be linked down below for you guys if you want to check that out after this video is over. So the monitor of choice is the Acer Nitro XV275K P3. In the box we have a DisplayPort cable, HDMI cable, USB-B to USB-A cable, USB-C cable, a power cable and supply, along with a few user guides. For your ports, you have two HDMI 2.1, one headphone jack, one DisplayPort version 1.4, USB Type-C that supports up to 90-watt fast charging for your MacBook, and a port for power. Let's go ahead and cover display quality first. This 27-inch 4K display has mini LED backlighting and decent local dimming. This combination delivers exceptional gaming performance and picture quality, especially in darker room settings like this one, making it stand out among 4K monitors in this price range. However, it's essential to note some drawbacks, such as increased input lag at 60 Hz, making it less ideal for certain types of gamers, which we won't really have an issue with in today's episode because it's over 120 Hz that I'm using this thing for, especially for my MacBook Pro and my PS5. It's also worth mentioning that it has AMD FreeSync, and it's also compatible with G-Sync if you're using NVIDIA. When it comes to its design, this monitor boasts a sturdy build with minimal bending, mainly constructed from well-built plastic. The stand, although predominantly plastic, features a stable metal base. The aesthetic is simple with an all-black plastic body and an added touch of RGB backlighting on the back. Ergonomics are outstanding, providing easy adjustments for optimal viewing, which, as you guys can see, we're not using the actual base from this display. We're using a monitor arm from Amazon, which I think looks way better in my opinion. Just note that if you do go ahead and pick up this monitor arm, you may need longer screws because the Visa mount doesn't actually fit the back of the monitor. It's got a circle on the back to where it doesn't really allow larger Visa monitors to fit like larger displays that you might see on a 34-inch. So keep that in mind. If you're going to use a monitor arm, you have to have a smaller Visa mount. Or if you'd like, you can go ahead and use the Visa mount with this arm like I did, but I had to use some spacers and longer screws. Now when it comes to its user interface and controls, the monitor has 5 buttons that control the on-screen display. They may not be the most user-friendly, which they do feel stiff and they do leave imprints on your fingers, and the OSD can be somewhat challenging to navigate, particularly with numbered adjustments taking time to change. This might be a drawback for users who prefer frequent setting changes, which by the way really doesn't apply to me. It might to you. Once my settings are set as far as brightness and color accuracy goes, it's done for me. The only input I really use is to switch from my PS5 to my MacBook Pro. As far as display performance goes, the Acer Nitro shines in SDR peak brightness of up to 1000 nits, providing ample brightness for various content. However, the minimum brightness may be high for darker room usage, so keep that in mind. In terms of HDR, the monitor offers fantastic brightness, making highlights stand out in pretty much every scenario out there. Now when it comes to your laptop, which I have the M3 Max 16-inch MacBook Pro, you have a few options here. The Acer Nitro exhibits seamless compatibility with Mac OS when it's connected via USB-C. The initial resolution defaults to 1080p, so users must manually adjust it to 4K for optimal clarity. The maximum refresh rate caps at 144 Hz this way. Notably, variable refresh rate and high dynamic range coexist harmoniously in this scenario. If you're utilizing a MacBook and closing the lid, reopening it restores windows to their original positions. On the other hand, HDMI signal capabilities vary based on the computer model. HDMI 2.0 MacBooks support up to 4K at 30 Hz, or 60 Hz, while HDMI 2.1 MacBooks enable a higher 144 Hz refresh rate with VRR supports. For your PS5, it supports all refresh rates up to 120 Hz, and that's if you're gaming in 1440p all the way up to 4K. The same can also be said about your Xbox. Like other monitors, you do need to enable the HDMI override setting in the console for 1440p at 60 Hz to work, which does disable VRR. When it comes to gaming features, it has a high 160 Hz refresh rate. The monitor supports all common VRR formats, including FreeSync and G-Sync. Its response time at the max refresh rate is definitely impressive, delivering smooth motion with minimal overshoot. However, the increased input lag at 60 Hz could be a concern for certain gaming scenarios like I mentioned earlier. When it comes to connectivity, the monitor offers a range of connectivity options, including HDMI 2.1, DisplayPort, and a USB-C port like I mentioned earlier with 90-watt power delivery. This USB-C feature allows users to connect laptops and charge them simultaneously, catering to your productivity needs. This may also be really useful for you guys if you plan on using your MacBook as a second display. As you can see here, the MacBook is open and I have the 27-inch monitor here. If I go ahead and close my MacBook, it transfers seamlessly over to my 27-inch Acer monitor, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. It also proves versatile with good compatibility, supporting common signals with the PS5 and working well with the Xbox Series X and S. Additionally, it's macOS friendly, offering seamless integration with all MacBook devices as I just showed you guys. Now, one thing I absolutely love about this display is its price point, $549. For everything you get with this display, you'd have to go ahead and pick up other monitors that are around $1,000 from what I've seen. That's why I've waited so long. But that's not even the best part of this. For you MacBook users, if you want to go ahead and edit with your MacBook Pro, it charges at 90 watts. Now, why is that important? What's the difference between 60 watts and 90 watts? Most of those displays that are almost double the price of this offer the similar features, but only offer 60-watt fast charging for your MacBook, if you want to call it fast charging. What ends up happening is if you don't have a 90-watt fast charge through USB-C on your MacBook Pro and you're editing in Premiere Pro or Final Cut, it draws more power than is actually being powered to the laptop itself because it needs more juice. And eventually, in those longer sessions, your laptop will die. So you want to have a 90-watt fast charging for your MacBook Pro, especially when it comes to the 16-inch model. Overall, the Acer Nitro XV275 excels at 4K gaming, offering a compelling combination of gaming performance and picture quality. While it may not be perfect for every gaming scenario due to a few limitations such as ones with a lower refresh rate, it stands out as a budget-friendly alternative to competitors like the Cooler Master Tempest or even the Sony InZone M9. Its excellent build quality, versatile connectivity, and productivity features make it a strong contender for office use and content consumption, providing a high-resolution and immersive viewing experience. But as always, I'm curious to know what you guys think. And let me know down below where you'll also find the links to everything that we covered in today's episode. If you want to see more, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DetroitFury. And if you enjoyed this content, please make sure you smash that like button for me, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in my next episode. Peace.